Okay, everybody, here we are, and we're going to run through a game of Imperial settlers. And I'm going to be playing the Egyptians, and we've got the barbarians as me again. Well, there you go. So, what are we going to do? Well, we've already gone through the lookout, or what is it called? Well, the card phase. And we've got our cards. So we got 2 cards at the beginning of the game, another 2 faction cards at the beginning of the game, and then we drafted 2 more cards, and we got 1 extra faction card. So you should be starting with 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, okay? So what do we want to do? Well, I would say that getting your production out in the first round is kind of important. So, what do we have for production? Well, we've got this card, production, to get more cards. That's really good. And if I have 2 wood, I could spend that 2 wood and get these 2 cards immediately, and then every other round it's going to give me a card. That's good. But on the other hand, I don't have wood. But I do have a raise token. In this raise token, I could just get these 2 cards. So that's very interesting. Each time you build a red building, gain 1 gold and 1 VP. This is interesting. But this building is a very expensive build. And since I don't have it wood to buy that building, well, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Here's a production building. And this production building is going to get me stone. And I'll tell you right now, stone is very important for the Egyptians. As you can see, the Egyptians have a lot of their buildings need stone, since free, to actually build. So this is looking very interesting to me. This is a gold mine, and it's an action, so spend 1 guy to gain 1 gold, maybe activated twice. That's very nice. I might want that. I've got 3 guys at the beginning of the game and gold, and I get to store gold, so that's interesting. The next thing is this. Wow. So it's free to build. It's a faction card. It does not need to destroy a card, unlike this one. Action, discard 1 card from hand to choose 1 enemy who must discard 1 from his hand. Additionally, gain 1 victory point. Bonus, I get 2 cards when I do this. Well, it's almost worth it to get rid of a card to do this. You know what, I think I'm going to do it. So, this is an action. Discard. Yeah. So it's an action. I don't even have to discard it. I get the bonus. You see that? So the build bonus is 2. I might never use this card, but boy, it's free. It's an action. I'm doing it. So there you go. It's going to go on this side of my board because it's a faction card. And immediately, I don't have to pay anything, and immediately I get 2 cards. And you know what I'm going to do? Ooh, it's tricky. I think I'm going to go with 1 faction card and 1 common card. Let's see what we've got. So we'll put this back here, and we'll put this back here. Ooh, that's going to be good. And, ooh, production card. That's going to be nice. Oh, and it costs 1 apple to get. Well, anyways, moving on to the next player. So now we've got the barbarians. Barbarians have got their stuff. They start with a lot of people. So, 1 raise token, and what do they get to keep? They get to keep people. So that's nice. Well, he's got a raise token. Ooh, a free building to build. You get 1 person. That'll be interesting. Action, spend 1 and 2 gold to get 3 victory points? Well, that just seems mighty expensive. Masons Guild. Masons are good, though. Production. Ooh! Production, 2 guys. Well, that's definitely what we want to do. And here we've got another one, but it's in a faction form. And here we've got production wood, which it would, if you notice with the barbarians, all these barbarian faction cards, they all need wood. Well, to say one thing, we're going to be definitely building this. And once this is built, it cannot be raised by another player because it is a faction card, right? Now, in the game, there is a faction called the Japanese faction, and you can actually raise or destroy their faction buildings. So, but they have a special ability to protect it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend, oh dear, how am I going to get that wood though? There's so many good options here. Well, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this card. So, this is a feature card. It's going to go on the right-hand side because it's a regular card. It's free to build, and I immediately get one guy as a bonus, but no future abilities. I'm going to get that. Boom. Goes in my supply. I'm back to the Egyptians. So, what are the Egyptians doing here? Well, what did we want to do? We did want to build a nice card. We don't have very much. We have a gold. And we do have this building that needs one thing, and we're going to get another apple and another guy, which will kind of give us another turn because this guy's useless for us right now. So, what does that all mean? Well, but yet we've got this. This card's good, but like I've got a lot of cards right now. This action card is not looking too helpful. Like, I mean, I'm not going to spend one guy and one apple to get 2 victory points. I don't have that, but I do have a raise token. I might get that apple so I could build this. Or production right there. That's what we need. And it's going to take 2 stone. Is there anything that we can destroy to get 2 stone? Or ask 1 stone? This building. This building will give us 2 stone. Ooh, that's tricky. That is very tricky. Well, we need this card. I want this card. It's going to give me production of 1 stone every round, but you know what? I'm going to do it because I'll get 2 right now, and I was going to get 1, but I'm going to get 1 from here. Ooh, it's tricky. I'll say that, but yeah, this one right here, this is an action. Spend 1 to gain 1, maybe use twice. No, I want this one. Oh, it's hard. I'm telling you, but boy, is it juicy. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm going to discard this card. It's going to go into the discard pile right here. And I'm going to raise it out of my hand, spend that, and I'm going to get 2 stone. Boom. I'm getting a little bit better. Okay, back to the other player. So the other player, he's got a ruin, which really does nothing except for, you know, just waste some time so he can make some decisions. And what is he going to get? What do I want? What do I want? Well, I'm saying right now, I do not want this. This card here, it's a gold, which is great, and a stone. Do I need any stone? I could use it to build this building right there. And I want this building because it has a raise on it. What I'm going to do is that, hey, listen, if I raise this building and then I use these resources, the gold, to build this building, I'm going to get another raise token to raise something else. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard this card and raise it. Use my raise, badoom, and bam, I get a gold and a stone. It goes into the discard, a gold and a stone. And we're off to the races. Back to the mighty Egyptians. Yeah. Okay, so what did we want to do here? Well, I want to get my gold out, and that's exactly what we got those stones for. So, that's it. And then I'll get a gold and a stone, which that gold can be used to do all kinds of good things. So, I'm going to spend those 2 stone. I'm going to spend the 2 stone. It goes into the discard. We're back. We have now built a faction building, the pyramids. Now, you can tell that there's going to be 3 of these in the game. Very nice production building. And we're going to get some stuff. Now, I could have also spent a food to make this just into a deal, which I'll get 1 gold every round. But why would I do that when I could just spend 2 stone and to get a stone and a gold? Like, this is much better. So, and it's going to be 2 victory points, and deals don't give you the victory points. So, that is now a deal. And now that I've done it, I immediately get the production of it. So, I get a gold and I get a stone. Bam. Bam. So basically for 1 stone, I got this back. Okay, so back to the barbarian horde with all their meeples. So, talking about meeples, let's do it. Let's start getting these guys some... Oh, you know what I said? I said I was going to build that faction. Ooh, that's difficult. No, that's what I'm going to do. I already said I wanted to do it. I'm going to get a raise. But if I raise... Ooh, this is difficult. This is a very difficult decision. Look at all this wood. Nah, that's what I'm going to do. Much better plan. I'm going to spend my gold. And when I build it, I'm going to get 2 gold. And it's a faction card. And it's worth 2 victory points. There's 3 of them in the game. This is amazing. Amazing. It's a brown building. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this. It's going to cost me 1 wood. I don't have a wood, but I have a gold. I'm going to build that for 1 gold. And I get my production right away, which is 2 wood. Bam. I'm back in the game. I've got 2 wood. I can now build this. And I got that building for free. It's great. And it's a production building. So, what is this? The forest. That's kind of cool little card. Okay, so, let's move on back to the Egyptians. Back to the Egyptians, back to the Egyptians. We've got our wasteland here, and we've got the pyramids being built here. We've got some gold. We've got some stone. You know what? I need to get some more production going here. What kind of production do I want? How much is this? That's going to cost me 1 apple. And I'm going to get an apple back and a guy? Well, gosh darn it, I'm doing it. So, bam. Production... 1 apple. Well, I'm going to spend 1 gold, which is a wild. And I'm going to get an apple and another meeple. And right there, this is secure. There's 2 of these types of cards out there. It's worth 2 victory points. Ooh, look at this. I'm getting stone and stone. There is a card out there in the universe that allows you to get points for... points and gold similar to this card. See how this says each time you build a red card? Well, there's 1 for gray. I might want to try to get that at some point. Okay, back to the barbarians. Okay, so the barbarians are thinking they've got some wood production. They've got, well, nothing, a burnt down building. So let's give them more production. Well, they are for sure wanting to use their meeples. They get to store them. We need to get them more of them. And look at that. We've got 2 cards. We've got a faction card that gives them meeples. And we've got a common card that gives them meeples. And you know what? We need common cards to build some of these better faction cards. But do I really want to get rid of this? No. I want it to be protected. But is this cheap? This is cheaper. Gosh darn, it's cheaper. And it's a wood. No, I'm doing it. So, bam, I'm going to spend a wood. Which is easy because I've got 2 wood. So 2 wood, and I get 2 more meeples. This is pretty good. Look at these. These guys are insane. They're breeding like rabbits. They shouldn't be the barbarians. They should be the rabbits. Okay, back to the Egyptians. Okay, so the Egyptians, I've got a couple more cards to think about. He doesn't have any raise. Spend 1 raise to... what's this one? Spend 1 raise to raise 1 enemy building. Spend a raise to raise 1 enemy building. Well, that's great. There's only 1 of these in the deck. My goodness, see how there's only 1? And usually you need 2. I'm not giving that up. I need that card. I need that badly. But, I've got some production going. Action, spend 1 guy and 1 to get 2. I do not like this guy right here. And I do like this guy here. I don't have a raise, though, to raise it. But he does do the same thing if I build it. What is this one? If I raise it, I get a people and a food. Oh, that's that red thing. Yeah, I kind of want to keep that for later. Action, spend 1 to gain $1. I kind of like that one too. I think I'm in a bit of a predicament. Okay, what I need is if I'm going to get this, darn. How am I going to do this? I need the production. I don't have a raise. I want these cards. I want more cards in my hand. So, what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to get rid of this one, and I can't make a deal out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this one built. So, I'm going to spend 2 wood. Well, I've only got 1 gold. So, I'm going to go down here for my turn, and I'm going to go here to get another wood. So, bam. There we go. Now, I keep these guys here to indicate that, you know, I'm doing that action. They're done, right? They're kind of away. And that's my action. That's all I get to do. I got a wood. So back to the barbarians. So barbarians, we have built quite a few of our cards. But boy, do we have some stuff to build. And look at this, we've got another production building here, which will give us a raise, and this, and I've got a building to destroy, so I can actually build this building. And it's going to cost me 2 wood. Well, I can see what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to spend 2 of my guys, and I'm going to get a wood. The same thing. I'm going to get a wood right there. Back to the Egyptians. So the Egyptians now have that wood and a gold, which is a wild. So I'm going to spend the gold and the wood. And I am going to build this card right here for 2 wood. That goes down. It's a production building. It's on the right-hand side. And immediately I get the production, which is 1 card. And the building bonus is another card. So where am I going to get this from? Well, I've got just 1 faction card. I'm going to grab it from the faction deck. And I'm going to grab it from the common deck. Back to the barbarians. Off your face. All the people on your face. Okay, so let us, what we're going to build, what we're going to build, what we're going to build. Aha! We're going to build this card. So it's going to take two wood, and it is a production building. So it's going to go down here to the production building. We're going to spend 2 of these wood, and I have to destroy another building that's a common building, and here it is. Well, it's the ruins, and frankly, I don't care about the ruins. So there we go. We've built this beautiful building, and I get a raise token and a guy. Raise token and a guy. We are moving ahead. Look at all those guys. Okay, so we're going to have to get more cards, I think. So, back to the Egyptians with all their cards and their choices. What did we get here? We got the Royal Swimming Pool. Spend 1 to choose one another of your actions, buildings. Discard goods spent on it. You may activate the building again. Okay, that's very good. But there's 2 of these types of buildings. It's nice, but, you know, it's okay. Do we have any more production buildings? No. What's this building? Ah, it's the gray. Look at that. Look at that. When you build, you get 1 for... Well, I'm going to save this. Because right now, if I play it for 2 stone and 1 wood, it's going to give me 3 victory points. 1 for building it, and then 2, 3. Because it's 1 point per gray building. But so I'm going to keep this. This is very important for me. Plus the gold one. Each time you build a red building. So I've got a couple of these now. Yeah, I don't need this one, but I don't have a raise token. I want to build this. I've got a stone. I've got a building, but I want to keep that building because that gives me cards. Ooh, this is tough. Tough, I tell you. This card I'm not so hot with. I don't need it right now. So I'm going to make a deal with it. I'm going to flip it over, and it's going to go under my board. Don't cause me trouble. Don't cause me trouble, board. Seriously. No, like, serious, like, there we go. So immediately, I have to spend an apple to do it. But immediately now I get another meeple, an upside down meeple. And there we go. So I've got 3 guys, a stone, and this thing, which I'm going to do. I'm going to actually protect this because I'm worried that the barbarians, not that it's unlikely in the first round, but he might want to come after this to get 2 cards because he's so low on cards. So back to the barbarians. Well, the barbarians are looking pretty darn flush. I'm telling you. They've got plenty of stuff. And what they need is each one of these needs a stone and a wood. They're both production buildings. My God, they're great. Well, he's going to have to do something to get more cards. So I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to spend 4 guys to get 2 cards. And the first thing I'm going to do is get it from the faction deck because I don't have any faction cards. So, first one. Aha. Action. Spend 1 to choose 1 enemy building and gain 1 of the goods shown on the race field. May be activated twice. That's amazing. I'm definitely keeping this. The pack. So that means that I can look over at the race field and say, hey, I'm spending 1 guy to get a card, for instance. So I'm going to keep that. That is nice. I've got another card coming to me. Where do I want to get it from? I've got all these faction cards already. I need to get some common cards. So what's this common card? Ooh, it is just a one-time building bonus. We'll get one for every blue building. Well, sorry, brown building. Well, I only have one, including this building. That means it's only 2. It's not that great. Wood storage. You'd think wood storage would allow me to store wood. Oh, and additionally draw 1 card. It's 2 wood and a stone. Well, I'm not going to throw away 2 wood and a stone, but it gives me 2 wood if I raise it. And boy, do I have a raise, and I don't want that raise to go to waste because it will if I don't use it. Well, there you go. So that was my turn. Back to the Egyptians. The Egyptians are looking a little poor. I'm telling you, a little poor. Well, what can we do with 3 meeples and a stone? Not very much, let me tell you. We certainly can't build this building because I need another stone and another wood. I couldn't build this building. I need something with like 1 wood and I could build it. Action, spend 1 guy to gain a gold, maybe use twice. Well, I'll tell you what, if I do this, I already have a stone. I need a wood, so I could spend these 2 guys to get the wood, and then I would have 1 more guy left over to get a gold, and I can store gold. Done. Done like dinner. Let's do it. 2 guys, boom, into the trade action to get 1 wood. There we go. We've got our resources to build this for next turn. Back to the barbarians. Okay. Barbarians are now going to... What were they going to do? I swear to God, I knew what they were going to do. I've forgotten now. They were going to raise something. We've got a raise token here. And they're going to... I'm not going to raise a production building. Not right now. Ooh, that was the one. Going to raise this for 2 wood. Bam. Raised 2 wood. That gets me into some good water. Next, the Egyptians. Egyptians are going to spend the wood and the stone to build this action building on the right hand side because it's not a faction building. And there you go, we're done. Now, he could raise this, but that would suck. No, he can't raise it. He doesn't have enough. The barbarians. Back to the barbarians. Okay, so the barbarians, you notice this doesn't activate. It's just, I have to take an action to do it. So, we have two cards. So, what do I want? Do I want more guys? This will give me more actions. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to build this for a stone and a wood. And I've got a stone and I've got a wood. And it gives me 2 meeples. 1, 2. Gives me 2 meeples. Focus. 2 meeples, which will give me more actions. I've still got a wood. So I could actually build this building too. Or even this building and get rid of that building. Action. But why? Why would I want to do that? To choose 1 enemy and gain 1 of the goods. Yeah, this is a good one. Because do I really want to... I get to store guys. Yeah. I'm going to build this building next. Okay. Done. Back to the Egyptians. Egyptians have got 1 guy left. They are going to spend that to get a gold. Gold can be stored. And that is it. He's going to pass now. Back to the barbarians. The barbarians are going to spend a wood and a stone. Well, he doesn't have a wood. So, or sorry, he has a wood, but he doesn't have stone. So we'll get a stone here. Get a stone, bang, back to Egyptians. Egyptians have passed. They are now protected. So even if the barbarians wanted to raise this building to get a victory point and a gold, he cannot. Once you have passed, you're kind of protected. Okay? So that's very important. Next, building this building. And he's going to get a raise token. And you have to spend a wood and a thingy. Boom, get a raise token. And that is that. He doesn't need to put his shield on because, well, nobody's available. And you know what? He's going to pass. All the cards in your hand stay in your hand. So this raise token disappears. He can store meeples because it's his special ability right there. So he has to discard everything else. Now, that means that all the guys he used here are gone. And that's it. Back to the Egyptian. He's going to clean up. He can keep the gold. All these guys that he used are gone. And any other resources which he doesn't have, he gets to keep his cards. He has 4 cards. And that is round 1 done. Well, that was interesting. I think I'll stop for here, and we'll continue with round 2. If you want to check it out, just click below in the notes for the next segment, round 2.